The Spruce Goose, Howard Hughes' giant flying boat. The Spruce Goose, officially known as the Hughes H-4 Hercules, is one of the most legendary and enigmatic aircraft ever built. With its massive size and unique construction, the H-4 has become a symbol of ambition, innovation, and the eccentric genius of its creator, Howard Hughes. This documentary report delves into the fascinating story of the Spruce Goose, covering its design, production history, purpose, and technical specifications. 1. Designed and built by Hughes Aircraft Company. The Spruce Goose was designed and built by the Hughes Aircraft Company, founded by Howard Hughes, a billionaire industrialist, aviator, and film producer. Hughes was a larger-than-life figure known for his contributions to aviation and his involvement in numerous groundbreaking projects. The H-4 Hercules was designed during World War II, at a time when the Allied forces sought innovative ways to transport large quantities of troops and supplies across the Atlantic Ocean, avoiding the threat of German submarines. The project was a collaboration between Hughes Aircraft and Henry J. Kaiser, a shipbuilder who envisioned a massive flying boat capable of carrying immense payloads over long distances. While the aircraft is commonly referred to as the Spruce Goose, it is worth noting that the nickname was a misnomer, as the plane was primarily constructed from birch wood, not spruce. The use of wood was a necessity due to wartime restrictions on metals, particularly aluminum, which was in high demand for other military purposes. 2. Production timeline, 1942 to 1947. The construction of the Spruce Goose began in 1942 but was not completed until 1947. The project faced numerous delays due to its unprecedented scale, the complexity of its design, and the challenges of working with wood as the primary construction material. The aircraft was intended to be completed quickly to serve the war effort, but the prolonged development meant that it was not ready before the end of World War II. As a result, the H-4 never fulfilled its intended wartime role, and its development was eventually scaled back, with only one prototype being built. The H-4 Hercules is unique in aviation history because it was never put into mass production. The single prototype remains the only example of this extraordinary aircraft, making it a one-of-a-kind creation. 3. First flight, November 2, 1947. The first and only flight of the Spruce Goose took place on November 2, 1947. Piloted by Howard Hughes himself, the aircraft flew for just over a mile at an altitude of 70 feet, 21 meters, above the waters of Long Beach Harbor in California. This brief flight demonstrated that the aircraft was indeed capable of flying, despite widespread skepticism from the public and the aviation community. However, the flight was as much a proof of concept as it was a media spectacle, aimed at silencing critics who had labeled the project as an impractical and wasteful endeavor. Following this short flight, the Spruce Goose was retired and never flew again, but it had already secured its place in aviation history as the largest flying boat ever built. 4. Sole purpose, heavy transport flying boat. The Spruce Goose was originally designed as a heavy transport flying boat capable of carrying large amounts of cargo, including troops, vehicles, and supplies, across the Atlantic Ocean. The aircraft was conceived during World War II as a solution to the problem of transporting resources safely while avoiding the threat posed by German U-boats, which had been sinking Allied ships at an alarming rate. The H-4 Hercules was intended to carry up to 750 troops or 2 Sherman tanks, making it a vital asset in the logistics of war. Its massive size and carrying capacity were unparalleled, and it represented a bold attempt to revolutionize military transport aviation. However, due to its late completion and the end of the war, the H-4 was never used for its intended purpose. Instead, it became an iconic example of ambition and innovation, even if it never saw operational service. 5. Country of origin, United States of America. The Hughes H-4 Hercules, commonly known as the Spruce Goose, was designed and built in the United States of America. The aircraft's construction took place primarily at Hughes Aircraft's facility in Culver City, California. Howard Hughes, a native of Texas, was deeply involved in every aspect of the aircraft's design and construction. The H-4 reflects not only American engineering ingenuity but also Hughes' relentless pursuit of pushing the boundaries of what was possible in aviation at the time. The aircraft's brief flight also took place in the United States, over the waters of Long Beach Harbor, where it was housed for many years after its only flight. 6. Global production, a single prototype. The Spruce Goose was never mass-produced. The project was a highly ambitious endeavor that ultimately resulted in the construction of only one prototype. This prototype is the only H-4 Hercules ever built, making it a singular artifact in the history of aviation. There were no production runs in other countries, as the aircraft's development was entirely centered in the United States under the direction of Howard Hughes and the Hughes Aircraft Company. After its brief flight, the Spruce Goose was stored in a climate-controlled hangar to preserve it, reflecting Hughes' hope that it might be flown again someday. However, this never came to pass, and the aircraft remained a one-of-a-kind marvel. 7. Technical specifications. The Hughes H-4 Hercules was an engineering marvel, notable not only for its size but also for its advanced design and construction. Below are the technical specifications of the aircraft. Engine type: 8 times Pratt & Amp, Whitney R4360 Wasp major radial engines. Configuration: 28-cylinder, air-cooled, radial piston engines, each with 4 rows of 7 cylinders, horsepower, 3,000 horsepower, 2,237 kilowatts, per engine. Total power: 24,000 horsepower, 17,900 kilowatts. Performance: maximum speed: 250 miles per hour, 400 kilometers per hour. Cruise speed: 150 miles per hour, 240 kilometers per hour. Range: 3,000 miles, 4,800 kilometers. Service ceiling: 20,900 feet, 6,370 meters. Rate of climb: 900 feet per minute, 4.57 meters per second. Dimensions: wingspan: 320 feet, 97.54 meters, the largest wingspan of any aircraft in history. Length: 218 feet 8 inches, 66.65 meters. Height: 79 feet 4 inches, 24.18 meters. Wing area: 11,430 square feet, 1,061 square meters. Weight: empty weight: 300,000 pounds, 136,078 kilograms. Loaded weight: 400,000 pounds, 181,437 kilograms. Maximum takeoff weight. Payload capacity: up to 130,000 pounds, 59,000 kilograms. Construction material: the H-4 was constructed primarily from birch wood using a process called Duramold, which involved layering thin strips of wood with resin to create a lightweight yet strong material. The use of wood was a necessity due to wartime restrictions on aluminum and other metals. Notable features: massive size: the H-4 remains the largest flying boat ever built in the aircraft with the largest wingspan in history. Wooden construction: despite its nickname, Spruce Goose, the aircraft was primarily made of birch wood. The Duramold process used in its construction was innovative for its time. Amphibious capabilities: the H-4 was designed to operate from water, making it a true flying boat capable of landing and taking off from bodies of water. Operational legacy: the Spruce Goose remains one of the most famous aircraft in history, not for its operational record, but for its sheer size, the audacity of its design, and the controversy surrounding its development. Although it only flew once, the aircraft has left a lasting impact on the world of aviation. Today, the H-4 Hercules is preserved at the Evergreen Aviation and Amp Space Museum in McMinnville, Oregon, where it stands as a testament to Howard Hughes' vision and the incredible engineering feat that the Spruce Goose represents. The story of the Spruce Goose is one of ambition and innovation, a reflection of the extraordinary efforts to overcome the challenges of its time. It symbolizes the relentless pursuit of progress in aviation and remains an enduring icon of 20th-century aerospace history. Conclusion: the Spruce Goose is more than just an aircraft, it is a symbol of human ingenuity, determination, and the willingness to push the boundaries of what is possible. Designed and built by the Hughes Aircraft Company under the leadership of Howard Hughes, the H-4 Hercules represents one of the most ambitious projects in aviation history. Although it only took to the skies once, its legacy continues to inspire and captivate the imagination of aviation enthusiasts and historians around the world. Through this comprehensive report, we honor the story of the Spruce Goose and its place in the annals of aviation history.